journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, we're going to give you a little history lesson here. This is the gold. This morning we had a buy order right here on this ABCD pattern right here at 33. Well, we put our stop right below here. We're risking $8. We lost on that. And you see the market went down and it took out the low, made the 61% retracement from way back here. So after it did that, I said, my goodness, this might be a really significant bottom. So what I said, I am going to start looking at this on the 4-minute chart. So I started looking at that 4-minute chart just a little while ago. It came down right to here. The market rallied up to 08. I put my stop at break even. Look where it is now. And look where the idiot put his stop at break even, and I got stopped out for basically a zero. There was a zero trade. So it made nothing on it. It should have $1,200, almost $1,000 profit in it as of right now. Anyway, that's what happens when you make a mistake when you're tired and messing around. But anyway, that's it. We'll keep an eye on this, folks, because this is this took a long time, just about a half an hour, 45 minutes to get to that 382. It took this low out by one tick. That's where I bought it, and that's where I put my stop right there at that break even. I didn't think it was going to drop another $3, and I was busy looking at something else, and so that's neither here. That's a mental error. Those are the kind of things you do when you're tired. Okay. Now we've got some other positions that are working extremely well. Now I want to get, since we're in there, well, I'm going to get this off the air here so I don't have to look at it. Okay. Here's the S&P. We've had this move. You remember we were selling it right up here. Stops at break even. You can see these moves so far. If you think these numbers are not important, folks, look at this. We make the ABCD yesterday. Then we rally up to the 382 of that number, which is exactly like the period, the 2-day range before. Goes exactly to the same. That's the market repeating over and over again, right out of Andrew Lowe's book. Then what we do? We took this out by just a tick. That's 61% of that move right there. And here's where we are right now. Until we get above here, which would be your break-even point, you're going to be looking at possibility of a negative market. Now, we've been in the currencies for a bit, and here's the. Remember the other day I said this was right out of the Jim Hurst book. There it is right there is your 135 pattern. The cycles are absolutely perfect. There's 1, there's 3, there's 5. Okay, it comes in, exactly where we thought it was going to come into. If you pull the plug up in here, there was exactly at the 61% retracement. We're up now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days in a row, and we're setting right at the 78% level. This is where you would want to be tightening your stop really tight or taking it out, because you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 day rally. Sure, it can go a lot higher, but look how much you've made here, folks. That's 4 handles. At $1,100 a handle, that's not chump change, unless you're a real chump. Anyway, that's what we're watching here. Now, also, we've been following the British pound for a lot of different reasons. Let's get this up here and take a look at it. People ask me, what went wrong with the grain markets? Well, it didn't get as hot as it was supposed to do. That was pretty much it. Here's our British pound. We've been coming down here for 7 or 8 days now from that level here. It's coming down very quietly. It's only down about 200 points, but we've come into this level right here. I believe we haven't made this the AB. Let's do an hourly chart so we can see it a little easier. And you'll see that it's not quite as crazy as it looks like. There's the low right back here. We're probably setting right at a 61% retracement today. I should have seen that. Shut the front door. That's where we should have been covering right here, folks. Didn't do that. I was doing too many other things, and that's my fault. But anyway, we have some others that are doing really well. One is the Treasury bond. I mentioned to the folks in the Treasury bond, we've been coming down now. We're down well over $2,200 off this little Gartley that we had on the hourly back here. If you remember, there it is right there. We sold it there at 16. Now it's at 14. We had a $2,000 profit in and another one in here. So that's a total of $4,000 on these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. I suggested that you move your stop either to 1420, okay, 1402 to lock in 2,000, or go for the gold and see if it's going to come down. We're not very far from the 618, so I would assume that. So I would move my stop to right up here at 113.75. That would lock in $3,000, and we'll see if it's going to work. You'll notice, folks, when the grain markets failed, we got out. I didn't sit there and prayed, oh, please let it come back. Please let it come back. That's not my business. I've been doing this with Tommy O'Brien and Tom for 17 years, and I did it with Drexel for 6 years. The one thing that I was taught was people are accustomed to making money. They're accustomed to losing money, but the one thing they're not accustomed to doing is losing all their money, and that's not what we're about. It's all about how much money you risk, not how much money you make. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, but that's what the name of the game has to be. Say that's the Treasury bonds. Now we're going to take a look at the euro. 1 second, I'll get it up here and take a look at the euro. You notice, quickly, since we're looking at the currencies here, the S&P, you notice the weakness in the Dow Jones, folks. The Dow Jones could only make a 382 here off of this high. Now we made the 61% retracement in the NASDAQ. Okay, and we made the 61% retracement in the S&P, and the Russell has made the 61, but not this one. This is the weaker, and that's mainly because the big stocks like Goldman Sachs have sort of rolled over, and that's giving them a little bit of a weakness to the downside. Now, we've got another potential trade set up, folks. If you believe in some of the stuff that we do here, there's the 382. Remember that 382 in gold we just saw? Here we got it coming here. We talked about it yesterday. I said, stay bullish till you get to there. We're almost there, folks. 69.50. That's a 382 off of that move right here. This was the Iran war, okay? The market broke from 79, brought $15,000. Now it's rallied back 38%. That's 69.50, okay? So if you believe in these numbers and you believe in ABCD, let's just put this in here so you'll be able to see it. I'll be doing these live on Friday, folks, so hope you can join us. 69.46, we'll call it. That's where we're going to sell it, and we're going to put a stop out here at 70.46. So we'll risk $1,000, but that's got to have a lot in it if it's going to be right. So that's what the game plan is right there. Selling at 69.46. Put the order in there. I've already got that setting in there, and we'll see if that gets filled while we're on the air. We'll see what happens. It's going up quietly, which is nice. It's not, crazy like this was coming down. So this is what we're paying attention to. We're only 80 pips away. It might not happen while we're on the show, but it might not happen till tomorrow. But that's okay, because look, we're up how many days now in the rally? We've rallied 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. We're 15 days into a rally. It hasn't gone very much. That's one good thing. So we'll see. 877-927-6648.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
The reality is that navigating financial markets can be risky. Markets can be chaotic and difficult to understand. Having the latest market advice can help you turn this chaos into a key for creating winning trades. At TFNN, we understand that it can be hard to find reliable market news. That's why each of our market experts offers their very own market newsletter, a must-have tool for every trader out there striving to find an edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets so you can analyze the market before you trade. Try any of our great newsletters risk-free with our 30-day money-back guarantee. Just visit the Newsletters tab on the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Okay, folks, this is the November soybean chart. You know that we bought it here. We had a $1,200 profit in going into Friday, and then Sunday night it opened, and it if you had your order sitting there, you still had a $300 profit or something. Or if you, what I told the folks to do is to put your stop at break even, and that's exactly what happened. So we gave all that back, and it's still going lower. However, you can see here we have another ABCD coming here from the June low. Okay, that's going to bring us out into this level right here. I'm hoping, and I hate to use that as a trading word, but if we have this coming in on Friday, which is 3 more days, boy, that's going to be one of the kind I'd really be watching. That's down another 20 cents, but there would be your ABCD. I'd be a buyer there. Looking at this, you know, it doesn't look nearly as bad. I mean, you can see here, if we do this, you'll be looking at a potential 1-3-5 pattern, because there's your 1-3-5. Right there, there's 1, 3, and 5. Let's just draw the cycle thing in, just like we did with the yen, and see what that will bring us to, and that'll bring us into the end of July, possibly. But remember, this is a longer term thing. We're looking at an ABCD pattern, so we have to focus on this, and so that's what we'll be watching, to be buying it right about there. Now, I have to clean these out a little bit here because we had a higher high, and that means our process is going to be a little better on the other side. So you go from your high up to the new high, and look where it'll take us, right to the 786 here. That will be an ideal buying opportunity, and it's still into the, you know, beans don't start flowering until right here. This is the month for beans where they make the pods, whether it's going to be 2 pods to the bean or 3 pods to the bean. That'll be between August and September. So that's going to be a good possibility. It's an ABCD lined up pretty good, and we'll see how the oil's doing. Now, if you remember, since we're talking about the oil, I want to watch that. My mind is grasping away to try not to look at the gold. Hold on. This is December oil. If you remember, there was a 382 coming in here. very shortly. Hasn't even come close to it. Shut the front door. This might even be a better one too. Look how much the oil didn't give hard up any. Look at this. It's just giving up a little over a point. So the oil was the one to beat. But the key to this, and we're going to get this out of the way here. Well, there's nothing wrong with that oil chart. My goodness. Okay, there's your low right here. Your 382 comes in right there. So that's where I'd like, well, that's down quite a bit. But if we get there, if we get to that point, look what you're going to have happen. From your low right back here, way back in March, you're going to have a monster ABCD right at the 382 into the gap where it went limit bid. And remember, then it went wacko. And so we get back into there. That would be really interesting. That is marked for preservation purposes right there. Take a look at that. Okay, now just to humor me a bit, I'm almost afraid to put this gold thing up because it's probably trading at around 20 right now, just to teach me a good lesson. And we were looking at that on a 4-minute. Let's see where we are here. Now it's back to where it was. Anyway, here, get this out of the way here. See, there was my mistake, folks. I bought it perfectly, and I had a $3 stop right here. I changed it after we got up to here, and look what happened. And now it's had a pretty good room. Now, just looking at this again, if you're trading gold, if it did it once, it's probably going to do it again. So watch for the next 382 here, and see what that happens. That's going to bring you up here to about 308, back to where the breakout was. So keep an eye on that one. See, if you watch that 382 in strong trending markets, folks, it really gives you a heck of a good idea that you can trade this thing. It's a $330,000 contract, and you can trade it for $10 easy. And on a trade like this, you could trade it for $3 or $5. Well, you can't get that kind of action anyplace else. Not a chance. Okay? So anyway, that's what we're doing here right now with the gold market. We'll get out of the way here, get the soybean oil out of the way. Okay, and we want to get this November soybeans out of the way, and we want to focus here on the soybean. This is starting to, folks, I did that thing with the, the report that I did. I'm not going to go through it at all. This is a major, major high in my opinion. So far, we're down just a tiny bit, not very much at all. Dow Jones a little more. It's fading faster than the others. Let's take a quick look at the NASDAQ. I haven't even looked at that all today. So let's see how it's done. It's probably had a pretty good 61% rally would be my guess. And there it is right there. We'll get the old 30-minute chart up, and we'll see where it rallied to today. There it is, the action. Okay, there's the action yesterday. There's that monster high that I talked about. That's on the weekly, monthly, daily, whatever day you want to figure it out. And you can see here the rally back today went right to the 61% retracement. We tested it again, and that's where we are now. Look at yesterday's action, folks. So look at it. If you don't believe in ABCD, and I certainly do, but there's your ABCD leg right there. Okay, it goes a little lower because of this big move down. Probably stopped. Yeah, S&P stopped exactly at the 61% retracement, and so did this. What a big surprise! So right now it's still, has still potential to go higher. There's nothing bearish because we've got higher tops in here and we've got higher bottoms in here. So it's still bullish. Going below the low here of yesterday, that will really tell us that, yeah, that's pretty big to the downside. That number in the S&P is 62.48, but it's quite a ways from that right now. It's at 62.73. So it's bouncing around in between those numbers without any trouble at all. Okay, now I wanted to bring up a chart, and that is the one of AVCO. That was one of the things that we were focusing on last week. Remember, we thought that was these markets, some of these exploded to the upside like unbelievable, and this was one of them. If you remember, this has not made a new high as of yet. Okay, if you remember, let's get that. That was a daily chart, I believe we were looking at. Let's get that up there, right there. Yes, there's where we were. This is where we were the other day when we were looking at this right here. I said we were selling this ABCD pattern right there, okay? And I put that up on a smaller time scale because it had a big break. You see, it broke from here, 77, all the way down. Now, what I did was I told the people that were doing this to cover the short at that level. We sold it at 17, and I bought it back at 265. Sold it at 277, and I got out at 265. That was a 12-point in just 2 days. And of course, there was a big move, and then it's had another nice move. Let's just see here. We have a really nice run here. I don't do stocks at all, but, they're fun to look at, I guess. Well, not really. And here's your low. Let's see if the 382 stops it right on the money. No, it didn't quite make it. Misses it by a point. And then we got another move up in here. Hasn't come back to the 382 on that one yet either. But it's getting close. That might be interesting to look at. Okay, so there's a couple of things that we're paying attention to here this morning. So let's move on here. And someone asked a question about the world's most famous stock, and that has to be Tesla. I think it's overpassed Apple because the whole world is they're rooting for either yes or no. I don't know what that means, but let's get the 30-minute up and see if we're bouncing back a little today. It's up today. This is good. All right. You remember yesterday's. Well, this trade's good technically. There's your 382 retracement right here, okay? And let's see what the retracement was on the downside to see if that 786 held it. And by golly, there was your 786, and all it's doing now, making another 382, folks. So doesn't look too good for Tesla right now. So let's stay tuned, and we'll have Paula T in the house in just a few minutes, I hope. So bear with me.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in a fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors. This portion of Trade What You See is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risks, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Paula T., how are you doing today, dear?
Doing great, Larry. How about you?
Pretty good. I was a little overtired, and I made a trading error, and I told the folks about it. I bought gold right on I bought it right on the low within the 10 cents, and it rallied $3. And since, it's trading quite actively, I raised my stop to break even. It came down, hit the stop, and then rallied $1,600 straight up to make the target that I was looking for. It's never happened to me before. Come over and see me. I don't know what's wrong. It happens all the time, folks, but you have to shake it off and move on. But you have to realize what you did wrong, and that's what I did. As soon as I saw the order hit, that I knew that I had made a mistake because I was doing too many things, preparing for the show and all that other stuff. But when you're juggling a lot of balls, you got to be careful because you got to focus on what needs to be done. What you got for us today, dear? Tell us. Oh, by the way, how's the sheriff and deputy dog? Are they still on the mend?
Yes, he's still on the mend. He's doing well. He's up and walking, so that's a good sign. And it's more of the the mental now moving forward because it's kind of a shock, to your emotions. And so we're just keeping him in our prayers and bringing lots of chicken soup and good food to his house and that kind of stuff. But thank you for asking. I'll let him know that you guys are still asking about him. Yeah. So
white light is out, that's for sure. I'll tell you, we got to send some white light to Texas for those flood victims. My God, that just brings tears to my eyes. Losing a child, the absolute worst thing in the whole world. Let's tell us about some of the things you're looking at today, dear.
Okay, well, one of the things you'll notice, I am wearing my trading jacket, as you used to wear when you were on the floor, and I wear it on the days that I trade. I don't trade every day like yourself. I wear a lot of hats. And so I don't have the opportunity to trade every day like I did when Mark was around. So on the days that I do trade, though, I get dressed to trade. And this is something that we're bringing out to the forefront to a lot of traders is you just can't roll out of bed and go turn on your computer and think that you're going to be ready to be a warrior in the markets. If you're not showered, if you don't have your coffee, if you haven't, gotten dressed, then you're not ready to trade. So one of the things we're doing now is we have a little webinar on this coming up in November, dress for trading success. And, this is really key to traders. Yeah, I get a lot of calls from wives and girlfriends and partners of traders, and they're like, he looks like a slob and he's not making any money. It's like, yeah, I know, because he looks like a slob. So when you look like a slob and you're just sitting at your computer, you're not dressed to make money. Okay. Now I understand we live in a casual society, but if you aren't getting, as Mark used to say, if you aren't on the day, then you shouldn't be trading. So you guys got to take this real seriously. You got to dress for success as a trader. So pick out your outfit. Put it on, get showered, get your coffee, and get ready and be on the day. And so we're gonna start, doing some webinars on this stuff. We've got a couple webinars coming up. People are asking about our certified coaching program, so that's coming up. September 13. We got a disciplined trader workshop, October 3rd through 5th, and then life coaching for traders, which we're going to start doing that more publicly. That's going to be on October 11th. So we're busy. We're rocking and rolling here, and finishing up the book as we talked about last time. And other than that,
you'll be doing those online.
What?
You're going to be doing those online, correct?
Yes, those. Well, the disciplined trader worker is still only going to be live because of piracy, but the other small webinars, we'll do those online. So, and those are already up on the website if anybody has any questions.
Okay, yeah. And I remember the piracy. Every day I listened to Mark, how much Amazon was stealing from him every day and all that stuff. I shook my head, but And, well, doesn't matter. Hey, that doesn't count to anything. Anyway, let's keep going. What else do you have for us, sweetie?
Let's see what else. Well, we're going to be adding some new products that Mark really used, like, how he made his coffee, right?
Oh,
so, it was a religion with him, as you remember.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And so we have partnered with Blue Line Roasters, which was founded by ex-law enforcement officer, and it's all natural. It's all good for the earth, and I forget what percentage. I think it's 25 or 30% of their proceeds goes back to injured or fallen officers' families. So, law enforcement is not just important to me, it was important to Mark. So we're going to be partnering with them probably by the end of the summer. And we're going to have a line of CBD products that I've been using and Mark used for 20 years. We're going to be adding that to our repertoire. So it's going to be more of a holistic approach to what we teach traders. Body, mind, and spirit. Yeah. As you know, that's what Mark was all about. That's what I'm all about. That was his motto.
That was his motto for sure.
Right.
Anyway, that's really good. Well, I know he'd be really proud of you. We got, it's been 8 years now, Paula, in September?
10.
Well, is it 10 already? My God, where does the time go? I'm heading for 8.5 furlongs right now, and I'm looking at all these people that are falling by the wayside, and I'm saying, oh my goodness. I was listening to music this morning, and someone told me that Brian Wilson had died. I didn't realize that he was the last of the three Wilsons. So the Beach Boys, for heaven's sakes, people are going pretty fast. Listen, thanks for joining us today. We're going to have you on again next Tuesday as promised, okay? And what I'd like to do, we have two requests, and that is to talk a little bit about the new book that's coming out, because we're hearing more and more about it, and we'd like to hear a little bit more about that next Tuesday. Would that be okay?
Absolutely. Anything for you, Larry. Okay. You know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, ditto. I absolutely know what that's like. That's for sure. Let me know how the sheriff and the deputy dog is doing. I can't imagine what it's like, Well, I've been shot a couple times, but that was back in the old days of Beverly Hills and robberies and stuff. People were after. Anyway, listen, take it easy.
I thought that was because of, you sneaking around with somebody's wife.
No, I never had to worry about that. Never in my life. I know.
You never cheated on anybody. You're about as monogamous as me and Mark are. So, we're boring old monogamous people.
I know priests that are less monogamous than me. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. That's one thing you don't want to do, folks, is get involved with something like that. There's nothing ever good comes about it, for sure. But hey, listen, thanks for joining us, and we'll have you on again really soon. Okay, sweetie?
Okay, take care.
Okay, you bet. Thanks, Paula. Okay, folks, I think we have a little break coming here right now, if I'm not mistaken. I hope the old clock on the walls treated me right. And, I got 31. No, here it is. It's coming up now. We'll be right back. 877-927-6648.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Okay, folks, I brought up the chart of NVIDIA because it is a perfect 3-drive to a top pattern. It's one of the reasons why I think the stock market is making some type of a top. We've had, several indications of some of these that have done it. We've looked at Goldman Sachs, and a couple others. Goldman Sachs is now reversed, but this has not, and this has been the leader. This is I think it's close to $4 trillion or something like that, but it does all the things that are necessary. If we I haven't even done the little stuff like check from high to high. See, that took 20 trading days to make that high right there. So if we move this over, let's see how many trading days we were into this one. That, my goodness, that wouldn't take you out into that. That means high translation. You see how the translation is to the right, so they're still bullish about this. So I'm just looking at the indices as I'm watching it. And on the right-hand corner here, I'm watching both the NASDAQ and the Dow Jones each starting to go lower. Also the S&P going lower. I've got one eye up here. This potential trade into crude oil. That's what I'm watching. Soybeans won't come in for a couple days yet. So those are the things that I'm really, focusing on today. And also I wanted to remind myself about the mistake I made in gold. Folks, that doesn't bother me. I mean, I laugh about it. When I trade the gold and stuff like this, folks, and I'm scalping for that, I usually just trade a 1 or 2 lot. I did a 1 lot today, and I broke even, and I would have made, because my target was 19, so 4 and 9, that would have made $1,400. And now you see we're having a little bit of a pullback. And if we're correct, let's just check the old label here and see if it's going to be right. The last correction we had went from 310 down to right over here. It dropped $6. That's all it dropped, a $6 drop. So we're going to move this over and see the next time we get a $6 drop, we'll bring it right in here. Oops, we got to get it up a little bit more. I'm just showing you the repetition because it happens all the time. There it is right there. And so what you want to do is you want to check to see after this last low that we had, what that ratio is going to be. And you'll see there, it's going to be there. It's almost there right now. So there's the ratio right there at 314. So we're down almost the same here as we were there. Now, if this holds here, now this took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 bars. Took 40 minutes. This one has taken 25 minutes so far. So to make the time right, it would be right about here in about the top of the hour. If it could hang in here at this level for just a little bit. But the fact that it's made the three, I didn't even draw it right, folks. Sorry about that. Let's do it the right way, Larry. God, you're acting like somebody from Terre Haute, Indiana, for God's sakes. 382 comes in right there. Nope, it's drawn wrong still. Just a second. Let me get rid of this thing. And shucks, hold on just a second, because there's your low. There's your high. The 382 is right here at roughly 314. It's at 314.10 right now. So that's the type of thing that I'd be watching right here. If this is really bullish, and remember now, folks, we're up $20-some from the bottom. And so that's a good sign that, people that are shorted it down here, they're going to be a little scared, right? So anyway, that's what we're watching. Here it is. You're going to see it there. It would have hit. That would have been pretty much it. I am not buying that, folks. I've got other things. I got other fish to fry. Okay, so that's what we're watching here this morning as we're going through. We had to rest on one other stock here. Let me get this up here. And that was the Goldman Sachs, because I focused that in the newsletter because it was also making a 382 pattern on the long-term weekly chart. I'll bring that up here to show you here. There it is right there. There was your number right here. You can see here the ABCD on this Goldman Sachs. It's trading at 698 right now. The ABCD on the low right here. There was your just about a 382 retracement right here. This was the COVID, okay? There was your pullback right here. Measured to 726. The high on this, folks, believe it or not, 726, almost exactly like that one was right there. That's what it looks like. And now we're $14 lower. That's what I was referring that into the part of why I thought this market was making some type of a major top with all of those numbers coming together at the same time. Just totally unfathomable. And in fact, the Dow Jones would have made it at 46,000, but it was because of United Healthcare, which doesn't have any friends at all. I think they're probably going to have a lot of trouble, and that's who I have my HMO, whatever my health insurance with. Look at this. Oh, well, this is what we call a bad tick in here. Let's get rid of this. I don't know if I don't think it is, because it gapped down so much. Look at the daily here. Yeah, there it is right here. Get this up here. Now, theirs was the most expensive stock in the Dow. It opened down 100 and some, and it kept going and going. It dropped from 620, got all the way down to 240. Now it's at $3. Now, see, if this were back up to here, the Dow Jones would be at 46,000. It wouldn't have stopped at 45 and change. It would have gone to 46,000. But this has got some problems, just like Johnson & Johnson and some of these other companies have had problems, you see. So that's what I'm referring to as I go through some of these. All right, now we had a question about the wheat. Let me get that up here. Still like wheat, but boy, it doesn't look very good, so I can't be buying it right now. Let's get the wheat up here. And there it is right here. I'm looking at December wheat. And as you can see, oops, that's a weekly chart. I don't want the weekly. Let's get the daily up there. See, it still held the lows so far. And I exited everything because I figured that was a thing to do. There was a 3 drive to a bottom. Now you still see this is the one that is still held up the best. The meal has gone below this. The corn has gone below this. Soybean oil looking pretty good. But this one has not quite done as nearly as badly. But I bought it there and I got out there yesterday. So I said, I'm just going to focus on the other stuff. We got the Japanese yen, British pound working good. The bonds are looking good. The stocks are, doing a little bit anyway. So some of that stuff makes us wonder that maybe this could be a big move on some of these things that we're watching right here. So we will, if you're going to be looking to buy something, you want to be looking to buy the wheat because it is the strongest of the group. We haven't taken out the lows of May as of yet. We've done that in corn. We've done that in meal. We haven't done that in beans either. So beans and wheat are the two I'll be watching, especially beans. That soybean trade, I will like that because it's got all the factors that I like. which is the old AB equals CD pattern coming in there, right there at 997. The 618 or 786 is right there. I will use the number of 9. I'll be buying at 994. I'm going to put that puppy in there right now, so you'll be able to see it. I'm going to buy at 994. Okay, and I will put a stop at 984. I'm only going to risk 10 cents, 984. Now, remember, these things don't start blossoming till the 1st of August. It's from the first 3 weeks of August is when the soybean plant is made. In other words, that's where it materializes and makes it perfect. Corn is right now between the 1st of July. Corn on the 4th of July should be as high as an elephant's eye. And it is, and that's why corn is bad. So that's it. Stay tuned, because on Thursday we're going to have Simon Leon going over some of the fundamentals and weather stuff that will be a lot of fun. So let's take a break. 877-927-6648.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den. Hosted at Discord, TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Okay, folks, the gold just hit the 33.14 level we were looking at on that 382 off of this. It completed the ABCD pattern to the upside. Now it's just repeating it. Now, if it's really good, it's not going to get much below. In fact, if we looked at this from the low to the high, the actual 382 would be right here at 311. Okay, so that's the one you should buy if you want to buy the 382, because that's 311 off of the whole move. This is the 382 off of this one. Still viable because you can trade it. Folks, this is a $330,000 contract that you can trade for $500. That's not too bad, you know. Keep that in mind. Very important, I would think. Okay, and also remember on Thursday we're going to have Cy Monley as our guest. Friday will be Stan Harley. We don't miss the Mr. Superman himself will be our guest. I'll be doing live trading all day Friday from 9 o'clock till 12 o'clock New York time. With this kind of volatility, we should have a lot of opportunities, would be my guess. So we're going to find out that on Friday for sure. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. Please send some white light out for those poor folks in Texas that lost their children. That's something that's beyond pain, I would think. But anyway, do what you can, and that's about all we can do. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude, and may God bless. And try to do. I'm getting a thing. I've got more time coming up. Probably. What have I got? 1 minute, a whole minute to go. Oh my goodness! I'll be able to cover Apple after all. Someone was screaming at me about Apple, so I've got it right here. Thanks, Al. Oh, look, see, Apple had a rally here. See, I told it. Oh, shut the front door. I told the folks to sell that rally in Apple today. I don't know if they did up there at 550. That's known as a bad tick, folks. I'll take that out, and you'll be able to see what I mean here. Okay, this is Apple on a weekly. Get out of here. Let's get the daily up so we can see where we are. It's actually down just a tad today, but not much. So anyway, we'll see you on the flip side tomorrow, and may God bless.